Hey boys and girls, today we're going to do an introduction to our new science unit all about habitats. Now habitats are the home of an animal or plant, and our planet has some very distinct habitats. Now normally when people think habitats, sometimes they think of like the cage that your pet lives in. That's their specific habitat, but we're going to be talking about habitats found around the world. Okay, so a habitat is the home of a plant or animal. One of the habitats we're going to be talking about is a grassland habitat. And each day we're going to go into detail about one of these habitats. So we're going to do a whole separate video on just grasslands, just ocean, the different habitats. So this is just a brief introduction with a picture. So this is the grasslands habitat. These are typically very flat areas. We have an ocean habitat, and within the ocean there's many habitats as well. We have a desert habitat. This is where it's very hot, dry, doesn't get a lot of rain. During the winter, it's very cold. It has extreme temperatures. We have a forest habitat, an Arctic habitat, which is pretty much snow, cold, really, really cold all the time. We have a freshwater habitats like lakes, rivers, and ponds. Okay, and different animals and plants live in each of these different habitats. Many would not survive if they went to a different habitat. So if you took, let's say, a polar bear and put it in a desert habitat, it wouldn't survive there. It needs to be in a cold area. It would not be able to survive in the heat. So a habitat has all the things that the animals need to survive. Okay? And animals and plants work together to help the habitat thrive. For example, bees and other insects help pollinate flowers. Other ones help to decompose things on the forest floor. Others help feed each other. Okay? And then since Earth is constantly changing, habitats are always changing. And because of this, animals must learn to adapt or they will die. A lot of these causes are caused by humans for why things are changing, and that's why we always are working on making our habitat in our world a better place. So here are some vocabulary words we're going to use throughout this unit. We have habitat, which is the home of an animal or plant. Equator, which is an imaginary circle around the Earth that creates two hemispheres. Now this goes across the middle of the Earth here. So we live in the northern hemisphere. See how the United States is right here? And then this is the southern hemisphere. We have climate, which is the weather conditions in an area over a long period of time. So they look at it over an extended period, not just one day. Nocturnal, which means they're active during the night and they're awake during the night. Diurnal, which means they're active during the day. Herbivore, which is an animal that only eats plants. Carnivore, which is an animal that only eats meat. Omnivore, which is an animal that will eat both plants and meat. A refuge, which is a place that provides shelter or protection. Endangered, this means the species or of any type of plant or animal is in danger of disappearing forever. That means that they're not going to be found in the wild anymore and that they are not very safe at the moment. Hibernation, which is a long sleep that the animals take in the winter to save up energy and warmth. Burrow, which is a hole or tunnel dug by an animal as a dwelling. Migration, which is to move from one area to another at different times of the year. Adaptation, this is a special skill which helps an animal to survive and do everything it needs to be and do. See how there's this moth right here and it blends into the tree? This helps to protect the moth so that animals don't see it and eat it because it's really hard to see at the moment. We have mutualism, which is a relationship between two different species and they both gain benefits from each other. Okay, so this is our introduction to habitats. I'm going to post a separate video that you can watch that just goes into a little more detail. It's not created by me. And then we'll get into more detail about each of these habitats as we move through the next couple of weeks, okay? I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.